Here we go. Recording number third episode of the Tribal Future podcast. Um, Today I'm talking to Elizabeth, and talking to you is Adriatica. I am a painter. I'm also a tattoo artist and a professional makeup artist and a breath worker and a dancer. I do many things, but I mainly paint the body, work with the body in very artistic ways, and then paint canvas as well. Where you can find on my website, buy them or let me paint you. Today I'm talking to Elizabeth, which I'm very excited, and she is an Indian fusion dancer. She lives in Spain and she was recommended by Deepika. So happy to welcome you, Elizabeth. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Jaima, thank you so much, Adriatica, for hosting me. I have to say that your background it's so beautiful. Actually, I love it. Sí, sí, definitely. So, what do you want me to talk about myself?
And
In
maybe
dance?
where you grew up and how did dance find you? Because you do fusions with a lot of Indian dances. I've seen that. You also fuse with belly dance, but you didn't wanted the word belly dance to be as a
Well,
description in your name. So maybe a little bit of where you come from and why you've chosen to identify as an Indian fusion dancer.
okay, so one thing that I've been very obsessed with lately, as much as I'm aging, it's the words we use because we have to define things all the time. I don't like to label. I think it's very hard. But on the same time, we are labeling all the time and we have a lot of names in our dance world. So I prefer to use Oriental dance because I think it's quite more defining what we do. In my side, I'm in Spain, so we are very close to Morocco, their culture, right? Egypt, all these influences that comes from there. So somehow, because I've been studying with these Oriental teachers, I like to call it Oriental dance. That's why IndOriental for me, it's a very nice fusion word that describes kind of my universe, let's say, in dance wise. And I'm from Spain, a little town here in Spain, um, close to Alicante. And don't ask me why I think it's from past lives or whatever, any movie I watched when I was young, but I've been always super related to India somehow in my feelings, in my soul. So I always wanted to travel to India. And when I could, at the time, I just found that it was a whole thing for me that made me change my dance, my life, my career towards there. And then that's why I keep going and just have this connection with the dances and the world and the spirituality and all of that.
Mhm. Yeah, I think Indian dances are not, you can never disconnect them from their spirituality. But so when you say you came from one thing and then you went to India, what did you came from before you went to Odissi or Bharatanatyam or Kalbelia?
So, I love dancing as all of us, but I really like to go to a salsa class. I mean, I am very open in that mood of dance. So I've started with classical, like ballet, when I was very young. Like one of my big inspirations, she's my cousin. She's been my also contemporary teacher because lately I was on the conservatory studying pedagogy of dance here in Alicante. So I started with classical ballet. I quit. I did some things like taekwondo. I was doing martial arts, but then I started doing Afro-Cuban, which is also super related to the spirituality, not like Odyssey and India somehow. And from there, I started also with Oriental dance, and that's why I kind of like met fusion world or tribal fusion world. And then from there, contemporary, and I was finishing my career on the conservatory, and then I traveled to India and I quit pedagogy of dance and I kept traveling to India.
You quit
Actually,
the study of pedagogy of dance and you quit that and you said, I'm gonna continue studying the Indian
this
dance.
it was like 1 year and something left, and I said that's not my path at all. I've learned a lot. I'm super grateful, actually. I loved so much the pedagogy part. I think also contemporary, it's amazing, dance. But I was amazed by India and its world. So I just could, that was the only thing I could think, you know? I have actually a very short kind of documentary. I'm talking about all of that. Like it's a 10 minutes, well, when I explain like how I met India, because it's like, why you're living here in the middle of nothing related to India, you ended up, no,
Mm-hmm.
dancing there and traveling and traveling and traveling and traveling there.
Okay, so in India, which cultures did you have contact, or what did where did you learn from? I think I read something about Kalbelia, Odissi, and Bharatanatyam. Do you want to go a little bit into there? Yoga,
Sure.
maybe?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm also a breath worker, a crazy one as well.
Ah,
As you said, I love it. See, I have like a conscious breathing class that it's changed my life because of also pranayamas and yoga.
mhm.
So I traveled to India and I found I like to say that Odissi found me because this is for sure how it happened. And then the next year, looking for Odissi classes, I found Colina Shakti in Shakti School of Dance, of course, in Rajasthan. So I traveled to her school for so many years. I think it was 8, 9 years studying with her. So the school is based in Rajasthan, which means Kalbelia dance is there,
Mm-hmm.
gypsy kind of no homeland. So I was studying parallel Odissi and Kalbelia, developing both dances. And I have nothing to do with Bharatanatyam. Actually, I've never studied Bharatanatyam at all, but
Oh,
I've been
sorry,
doing Odissi and no, no, it's fine, it's fine. It's totally fine. I love it, actually. I love Bharatanatyam,
but
but it's southern.
you never did Bharatanatyam. Okay, you did
I did a little bit
Odissi.
of Kathak.
What?
Kathak, it's another one.
Ah, you did Kathak. Okay, there are
That
seven
is,
classical Indian dances in India. So Bharatanatyam, Odissi, and Kathak may be the main ones that also you who are watching know, but there are seven. So you
there are
focused on
more.
there are more?
Adriatica, they are developing every year. This is something very crazy about India, of
Oh,
course, because they are taking care of antique dances or arts, and they are kind of putting them back into this classicalization, you know? So now I think they are nine or something. I mean, they are discovering more and more. So yes, they are a lot.
okay. Yeah, but there's this official classification of where I found like, but some people say seven, some people say eight, nine is new. But anyways, you did Odissi and Kalbelia and Kathak.
But Kathak was like very like narrow, just some hands work. I cannot say that I have studied Kathak because for a Indian classical dance, you really need to kind of like dive, you know, deep.
Mhm.
So it's like nothing.
Okay, so you dived in with Colina Shakti, who has her own dance practice, but then it was more Odissi and Kalbelia. Is that, yeah, is that right?
So when I was studying with her, we were doing Odissi, and then I had my Calvelia teacher also that was around. So it was on the town.
What's the name of your Kalbelia teacher?
Moira now. I started with Raki for so many years, and then I found, or also Moria found me somehow on the market one day, and I started with her, and I've been studying for the last 4 years with her, even online and offsite there, straight.
Okay, nice. And
Yeah.
so another question that I have here is from tribal fusion to fusion belly dance, but it seems like you never really used the word tribal in your offers, did you?
No, no, but not now, because this tribal fusion thing happened. I think I've never used it because I feel like I am part of the community, but I'm more Oriental somehow.
Mm.
I don't know. I just feel more accurate if I say Oriental dance, let's say.
Mhm.
But I mean, hello, I of course use some of the moves and techniques, but somehow I always felt less into the music, maybe, or, that's
Yeah.
why. Nothing related to the word or, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense because you were more on the I mean, you study things that influence tribal fusion belly dance in the end, but when we say Oriental dance, like we say that and we mean Raksharki or the, belly dance. But then Oriental, it's, it must be also Japanese dances or Chinese dances or dances from India. And so I understand that you feel more comfortable with Oriental dances because you studied more Indian dances. And one thing that I had in my mind, I just want to ask you. Some people feel uncomfortable with the word belly dance. I can clearly see that belly dance is in your body as well, the way you dance. But some people don't feel comfortable with the word because it comes from yeah, a malinterpretation from, that history from a European journalist who saw a dancer from the East. Is that the reason why you feel uncomfortable with the word, or how do you feel about the word belly dance?
I feel it's not really representing the art form, you know? I mean, it's fine for those who doesn't really understand or know. I mean, I'm not against any word actually, but I don't feel it really will get into the art. It's more, let's belly dance. Okay, cool, but I would prefer to have a more appropriate way of connect with the art form, yes, because it's about many things at the end, no? Performing, it's about how you costume, how you present yourself on stage, what story are you telling, which music you choose,
Mhm.
what you pretend, right? It's you can be shaki shaki, and I love it. I love the mood, I love everything. But I think belly dance, it's just a part of it, right? I think it's
A part of what?
I think Oriental dance or Rakshaki, it's bigger. It feels more the
Yeah.
art, like, right? Like it completes because belly dance could be maybe one kind of dress. Rakshaki also could mean more ballady or more into the woods, like gypsy kind of mood. It's more open and will kind of keep the artistic form better than belly dancing, which I love, but feels more, well, I don't know the word in English, like
Say it in Spanish.
um
You can say it in Spanish.
okay, let me change my mind. Se siente un poco más como pequeño, sí, como más pequeñito, se queda corto, diría en castellano.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. So
Sí,
limiting. It's a limiting word. It limits.
maybe limiting somehow
Yeah.
the art. Yes,
Mhm.
let's say that. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a good description, actually.
In
Um,
my mind, I'm just, this is how I feel.
No, but there, nowadays, and this podcast is also about this, is talking about, maybe words or maybe views that stem from a colonialistic perspective and are not up to date to what we do now and how in the world we live now.
Of
So,
course,
so it's also, asking questions, and those who I ask you questions, you can ask me questions too, but those who watch this, who maybe people who will watch this will be a minority on this planet who are interested in this kind of dance, and maybe they never ask themselves the question like,
of course.
why belly dance or why not, and maybe this conversation leads someone to do their own research on that, and if that
And what
happens,
do you think,
that's super cool.
Adriatica,
Me,
about
I
balance?
yeah, about belly dance.
Like the word, yeah, you were asking if that defines or not.
Yeah, so I learned it here in Europe, and I later started searching. I have an essay. If someone is interested in reading an essay, it has like over 60 pages, I think, where I try to explain the origins of belly dance, which, of course, I can only do that much because it's like an overview of 5,000 years or so, which is a dance that is invented by women, but women at that time were not uh, registering history were men. So there is already like a complication here in like so kind of finding the sources. So this is my research. The part of this all is part of a big research that might serve other ones as well. What I think about belly dance is what I read is that back in the days on this big fear, there was like this figure that no one knows if it's real or not, that they call Little Egypt. And she was dancing there, and the journalist saw her and wrote Danse du ventre, which he was a French journalist, Danse du ventre. And ventre in French is belly. And so this word got translated into belly dance. But it's still the word has something on it that comes from a male gaze.
Of
So
course.
that is the problem with the word for me. But since people know it from here, I still use it. My class, for example, is called Fusion Belly Dance and Breath. So I decided not to use the word tribal in Switzerland because I'm teaching in Switzerland. If I would be teaching in Brazil, maybe I would use it because then I'm surrounded by people who have relation to what is actually tribal, but maybe there is also a new interpretation of what tribal means in terms of, tribes, people, human beings on planet Earth, like Earthlings. So yeah, these are my thoughts.
I think I actually agree with you completely. Also, because if you think danza del vientre, again, it's very limited. We are not just doing that, even if we do that, in so many things, actually, right? So
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
arms,
okay,
the
come
legs,
on.
like it's
And
not
the
just an identity.
movements and the
Yeah.
hair and all the
Mhm.
pose, the strike you on stage, the music you choose, how you smell, everything. Come on, it's not just like, right? Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
that
last.
part, how you smell, because no one sees
Course.
that, but it's just for you and it's true. But one thing that I have to say is like in Portuguese, so vientre in Spanish is the belly, ventre in
Mhm.
French is the belly, then belly dance. But in Portuguese, my native language, it's called dança do ventre, and ventre in Portuguese is the womb. And there, I think it's more related to
Nice.
dance of the womb, because if you look
Mhm.
at the origins of the dance, it's not only, but it was also majority used for women to, like the waves that we do, the belly waves.
Mhm.
If you do that, and when you're pregnant, you're sure gonna help your baby, push it out. And so I really like that part. Yeah.
I love it. I think it's very cool. And that I would accept. Yes, like, okay, makes sense because it's a whole universe here inside as well,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Exactly. It's a whole universe inside of that. It's literally where we create life, where women have the capacity to create life. Whether you want it or not, some women don't have the capacity. You're still a woman. But, with
Of course.
all this discussion also about gender and who is what, I think one thing that will not change is that you need a woman to get into this planet. I'm here because of a woman, and so is everybody else.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the body. What has dance taught you about your body or the body? You can expand the answer as you want. Body, mind, consciousness.
I think dance is a realization of life because we use the body, right? It's like all the time. But when you dance, you just use it in the like spiritual way, on the sense that you are having this conversation with your soul while you're dancing. I don't care if it's a performance, you're dancing on the kitchen, you're dancing on the disco, you are dancing in a concert, like you see live music and you're just moving around. So I think it's dance. I mean, I wouldn't stop dancing at all in my life, even if I wasn't professional. Dance is my dance is dance is my this is how I am actually. So it has teach me a different way of being in the world, like connect with myself.
Mhm.
Nothing, I'm not talking about, like you need this deep connection, which I love when it happens, just aesthetic or moving or throw. It's something that comes from the inside that
Yeah.
we have to pay attention.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 100% I agree with that because you are a professional dancer, like you have a big following. I see that, I went to your homepage, I saw that everything is sort of based on dance, and I was happy to see the breath there as well. But me, for example, I'm not a full-time dancer, and I'm coming back to dance now because I distanced myself from the dance scene for the last 2 to 3 years. Discussions that happen, the environment, I changed countries, blah, blah. And when I stopped dancing, I didn't feel as good as I feel when I'm dancing. So I do agree that it is like a medicine, you know, like a soul expression. Yeah, and
100%.
I'm happy to hear that from a professional dancer that, you know, you see that like like a soul expression mainly and not, I don't know. Some people were just the other way. Yeah, you need both. You need the technique, but you need the soul, no? To
Of course, I mean, if you want to be a professional or you want to go on the stage or you want to, this is different. But if you talk about dance, like I don't understand the people who never dance, like in general, because they are ashamed or they feel that it's not for them. Like you go to a pub and they are just holding, or I'm like, there is music. It's impossible just to kind of like, I don't know, something. It feels good. Like for me, it's necessary. I know for all of us, but sometimes the mind, it's tricky. I understand.
yeah, no, and especially in the northern countries, because you're in Spain, you know, Spain, Italy, I think people are more free in their body. But me, like for example, I lived in Germany before, now I'm in Switzerland. The more you go to the north, the more you can see
Mhm.
that people are very stiff in their body. And I think it's actually a trauma reaction from what they have been taught. I think that the in dance, there is no way to lie. When you dance, there is this saying from I think it was a but maybe you know the name. I don't know his name, but he was a ballet dancer. He said, "Dance for me 1 minute, and I tell you who you are."
Sí,
And
espera, true.
wait, I'm gonna research it. But it's so true because it's like you just dance,
Baryshnikov.
and dance is who you are. There's no way of hiding anything. Let me
Actually, yes, this is what we should. Yeah, 100%. It's
come.
difficult sometimes. So when we talk about performance, I say to be
Yeah,
connected, to be professional, to let your technique go while your soul is also expressing. That's the master thing for me, no? Like
it
being able to
definitely is.
mix.
Yeah, it definitely is the master thing because I think at that point you have to be at the point where you don't think about technique anymore. Technique is in your body, so you can add the soul. If you have to think about technique, it's a brain.
Exactly.
It was Mikhail Baryshnikov who said so.
Baryshnikov, no? Sí, sí, Baryshnikov.
Yeah.
A
Um,
great one.
yes. Ballet, was he a ballet dancer as well? Ballet.
Sí, sí, Baryshnikov, sí.
Um, I have here a question that is, has your relationship to your body changed through dance? And I know you've been dancing for how long? For a very long time, but how long have you been dancing?
Uh, I would say I've started to earn money. I mean, I've been dancing since always, but like professionally, when I was 17 years old and I'm 40, so more than 20 years.
Okay.
My relation, yes, of course, of course. My body has changed, and we are women and we are super exposed in general, and this dance form even more, right? Because we show our body, it could be a little bit. I mean, I have to say that India has changed my way of how I was related to my body and how I show my body to the audience as well, because it's very specific how women wear, how women, use the sari or perform. Like Indian classical dance is super covered, Kalbelia is super covered as well. So I have to say that I have changed my performing language through costuming also because of that. It has influenced me so much. Like I'm used now to cover my, for example, legs, or I always try to have this little thing on the left shoulder because it's related to the, like the feminine part in India. But then also, as much as I've been aging, I'm aging, I'm 40, I felt a change in my body. So I had to pass through this whole thing of my belly is different, my arm is different. Should I show? Should I not show? Whatever, like, of course, because come on, yeah,
Mm.
it's exposition, right? And I have to say that I'm in a moment that I'm embracing changes. And I hope I am beyond my body. I hope we all are beyond our bodies, right? The thing is to pass through this tricky point in ourselves because we are the worst judging always our bodies. So yes, I am very grateful to dance that has pushed me through all of this thing all the time, and also that keeps me alive in the way that I'm training, right? I'm, I feel healthy in my body right now.
That's important. Yeah. Feeling healthy, I think it's the most important. But yeah, we all, I mean, if you, you meditate and you do breath work, you know that the body, we live in the body, like the body is also like sort of a limitation for the spirit. So
It's a container only, yes.
it's the container, exactly. It's the vessel that takes us. So like when you have a good car, you need to like clean the car, change the binaires. And not, I don't want to, say that we need to change and put anything out and put it back in. That's a whole other conversation. But
Of
just
course.
take good care of the vessel, I think it's something that is very important.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See, I discovered, and that this is a little tip for whoever wants to take it, that we have to talk in a good way to ourselves. That's
Hmm.
like stop. Like there was a point, and this is very personal, but I'm gonna say it, that I felt that I was looking at myself all the time. Like, "Oh, how is my belly today? How is?" And I'm like, oh. I felt myself there, like taran, and I'm like, no, stop it. But I have to fight for that, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
To that comparison means we have time just moves so fast. No, thank you for sharing that, your vulnerability, because I think it's a thing that, we especially women go through, and especially dancers, because we expose our bodies, and so people compare your body to like maybe 10 years ago, and it's not the same, it changes. But there's something else, I believe, your presence, your power that
of course,
holds.
definitely.
Yeah, and you can feel that from even online. So that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, love. You too, huh? You too. Super powerful woman. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. No, this podcast is a blessing. I get to talk to people. I'm like, wow.
That's great. You can have real conversations, even if it's online with people that you maybe exchange just from watching. And it's like, no, no, that's not, at least to have a conversation. Yeah, agree.
Yeah, yes, and a conversation is about this is about education as well, for everyone. I hope that this will stay until after I die. Talking about death. One thing that I'm gonna do
Death.
until until I die is tattooing. I know that probably dance as well, but tattooing is so I always ask people, do you have tattoos? And what do they you is there are there some that you want to share, like what they mean or
The tattoos.
Mm,
I Okay, this one actually it's the only one that has like something related to India. It's painter that I don't remember. It's a lotus, I think it's called the Lotus Woman or something like this.
mhm.
But the tattoo artist, Lola, she has remade it in her own way. And it's of course just related to India. Why not? Because I love India and their women I love. And then the rest of them, I mean, I have my cats. I had these no haircuts. I don't know if you can see here,
Yeah,
and I did a tattoo to them.
nice.
And then, like, favorite place in the world in Menorca, it's a light, un faro, a light place, right? So I also have it here. Another one is just because it's beautiful. I mean, I love tattoos. I had at the time I had a boyfriend that was tattoo maker, tattoo artist as well. So I couldn't stop doing tattoos. But I also have my Shiva thing here because I had a very special moment with Shiva one year in India and I had to.
I saw that one on your performances. This is the symbol of Shiva, and then right next to it you have the a goddess. Yeah.
Yes. So this one is the Trishula, the trident of Shiva, the Damaru, which is the like he plays the like the kind of gola, or it's a drum, and then his moon, of course. Yes. Om Namah Shivaya. I just love him.
Om Namah Shivaya. Yeah, he's depicted often as the goddess of dance in the is it this position and then with the feet. I never know which hand goes up. I think
They usually present it like kind of like this. Shiva Shimi, we can talk about that as well. Yes, this one.
Ah, yes, right.
Yes, yes.
That's great. So how do you navigate this inspiration? We have only like 7 minutes left, I think, but I
Okay.
wanna ask you just about the. I think you already said like your love for India is very obvious, and it's it's I think it's no coincidence that an Indian dancer has um given me your name and said interview her because she wanted to know
I love
about
her.
her, and I think so many other people also do, and yes, um we love her,
I
but
love Deepika.
we love Deepika. Yeah, she's amazing.
She's amazing.
So the way you navigate this inspiration and respect and cultural exchange is by how do you navigate that? Let me open it.
That's a big question. Trying to learn and also doing mistakes. Like when I was younger, I did so many mistakes in the sense of how to put a name on a thing, which could be stupid or maybe dumb, but it's not. I mean, it's very important how we name things. For example, one thing that they usually say, it's like Indian food, no? Hindu food, sorry.
Ah,
Hindu food. I'm like, no, it's Indian food. It's not about the religion, right? So
mhm.
at the beginning, for example, I did at some point, I think I call it Hindu fusion, whatever, for example, because I didn't know, and I was very excited and I was very young and I just couldn't hold it. But I have to say that, for example, Colina, at that period, she was teaching us every single day a theoretical class about Sanskrit, philosophy. I mean, we really had beautiful conversations. Actually, she was talking and we were taking notes, and it really wakes me and awakes me this part of trying to understand. That's why also appropriate, like cultural appropriation, all of that, it's such a big thing, and I just try to take care of how I present myself or my dance, that it's small, but in the world, because somehow I'm trying to be a bridge
Mm-hmm.
between culture, right? Somehow, philosophy and magic, which is dance. So I try to keep it for the culture, uplift the culture somehow from my little knowledge. So I try to learn and research and talk and sit with my Calbelia teacher and understand why the dress is like this and why I cannot take the part of the dress and put it, because we are very used to fuse things, which is fine, but don't do a shivashimi. This is why I said before, like you would never see this is a big conversation. I will be very fast, but like Jesus Christ, no? This is the symbol of Christ, like he's would you do a shimmy on that position? No, never. Come on. It's like it's not it doesn't match. It's just about matching. So same thing with another culture, another religion, and my dance at the end is related to religion, even if I want or not, because it's absorbing from Odyssey. So I'm trying to respect as much as I can, even if I'm at some point I'm wrong, and I'm sorry for that, but I do it with love and respect as much as I can all the time.
Yeah. No, that's a beautiful answer, and I think an important answer because you acknowledge that you can do wrong as we all can. Nobody's perfect, but the fact that you try to go there, ask questions, connect with people from that culture, and ask, I think this is the most important, and not just which was the conversation and the problem that happened with tribal, which was just taking without actually trying to understand that culture. So I think we are at this other point now where we try to understand and connect and ask questions and learn and yeah, I think it's about that.
Yeah, don't copy paste, please. Just try to understand, and then you do yourself, of course, because we are all inspired. Come on, we keep watching beautiful things and dancers all the time, and costumes, and I don't know, and projects. But just try to understand like the artistry behind, the meaning behind, where it comes from, and then do your own thing from that. No, I think it's more interesting at the end.
You can copy paste that.
Gracioso. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you so much. I don't want us to be cut. So thank you so much for your openness, your spirit. I can feel that you have so much energy and it's so uplifting. Yeah. You're a very uplifting person. And for anyone who wants to study with you, I'm gonna put your Instagram and your website on under this video. But if you wanna say on Instagram, your name is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Medina official, but they will find me. I just want to say thanks to you, Adriatica.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for creating this space. You are a beautiful soul. You are a super artist.
Thank you.
Like, I can't wait to know more about you as well. So keep it up and let's be in contact.
Yes.
Guys, follow this woman.
Let's be in touch. Thank you. Much love to everyone.
Thank you. Jaima. Ciao.
Wow. This is beautiful.